Hello, I wanted to do music for a game jam.
And some art.
So I went on itch and clicked on this game jam and clicked on the Discord server and advertised my services using this silly advertisement.
2024
Konlawn music.
Dance Challenge.
So then I found a team and invited a couple of artists to join. We waited for the jam to start and then it did. The announced theme was Haunted. Once we were all done thinking about stuff like Sonic.exe comes to real life, we settled on the idea of what if Papa's Pizzeria was about summoning demons, and also you had to do a bit of thinking to figure out what the recipe is to summon the correct demon. I jumped right into the studio and started summoning the first song. I wanted to go for something a little bit spooky, but also a little cozy. I started noodling with Harmonious. Then I got the piano playing some chords underneath, which was cool, but I thought it sounded like so I wanted to change the instruments. I combined the two parts into just the harmonious, and I like that better. But it was too marine. Then I got this awesome Mellotron plugin and used this octave strings preset, and it sounded really eerie and cool. I thought it was a little bit too high key though, so I settled on this vibraphone, which was very nice and reminded me of a vibraphone. Here's the thing with making a new section of a song. I do everything by ear, and usually I start by creating a melody and then harmonizing that melody. By the time I'm finished doing this for a single section, my ears are saturated with the form of that section, so when I try to create the next section and start generating that melody, I often end up subconsciously replicating that same previous form, even though I of course want to make something unique. So I tried a new technique. Basically, take the melody in a direction that sounds weird and bad to my ears in the moment, and then harmonize it all afterwards. In this case, my technique was essentially writing a melody as usual, but intermittently throwing in what seems like a dud note and proceeding out from it. After harmonizing, it sounds great. Yay, it worked. Next I got some percussion going with this digital kit on Flex. I pulled out the upright bass and got to work on some whale songs. Next I decided to do some tasteful copy-pasting and do solo sections for the bass and the vibraphone. I even added an Easter egg of the thing from Scariness. Now I needed a nice ending section to wind down and out.
I put down some nice chords and let that bass cry us to sleep.
The first song was done.
Art information. Unlock through this customer character.
After all that, I was feeling malign, so I listened to Bach for 5 minutes and loaded up the church organ. I was thinking that I could do something fast and intense for the late game when the pressure's on. I got this little ominous intro to tickle your scary bone. And then I stuck my head through the monitor and projectile vomited a bunch of bad stuff that I hated. I like this part though. Anyway, I put that one on the back burner and never returned to it.
Art information. Unlock through these monsters.
I decided that the game should have some really peaceful, less obtrusive background music to offer as well to not overwhelm the player's ears. I found this amazing free harp and plucked out some sublime Portland bar hopping melodies. With very simple bass going on and some nice harmonized melody. I really like using these. Then we shift gears into this really nice chord progression. A melody is introduced on top. This part's my favorite. Then by the end we've completely abandoned the Portland bar hopping feel and I'm playing guitar harmonics on the harp.
Art intermission. Unlock through these monsters.
At this point I could have made more music in line with the rest of it, but I didn't. I decided that I would take inspiration from Buddy Cuphead, the composer who invented the genre we now call smooth jazz, for the soundtrack of the 1998 anime Persona 5. I made sure I had that loud noise happening, and that everything was squeezed through a claustrophobic EQ, and got this hokey piano intro going. Then I pulled out that Mellotron and got some nice sweet saxophones. I started by generating a melody and harmonizing as clearly as I could with a single note. I added the piano part. After that, I thought I wanted a guitar wrapped around my head, so I did my best impression of if Louis Armstrong played a solo on a MIDI keyboard into a sound font called Latin Trumpet.
Art intermission. Konlawn made this sound effect.
In the game, you have to deliver a certain amount of demons each day, so I made this sound for when a new day starts. Refreshing. Then I made this sound for when you lose the game. Oh no. And that's everything I did.
Thank you everyone who worked on this game, their links are in the you know what down below. Thanks for watching, consider subscribing and then paying my dentist for me.
So yeah, guys, I'd love to join your team and